Okay. We're working on our Camaro, and
welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
yeah, that's better. Okay. So we're working on our Camaro here. And we're getting ready to do our final prime job on it. Now what you're looking at here, this is polyester primer. This is not 2K primer, this is polyester primer. It's called Feather Fill G2. That means Generation 2. Now I'm not a big fan of polyester primer, but I've tested and retested and tested and retested this Evercoat Feather Fill G2. This is the brand new version of polyester fillers, but next generation type situation. And it seems that it's a very, very good high solids primer. And the reason I say that, anybody that's been doing this for a long time, there used to be a primer, it was called Europrime. Now that was made by a company called DuPont. And they're the ones that basically started 2K primer. That means a primer that takes an activator slash hardener to use. Before urethane primer came out, or should I say, the DuPont, what's the name of it now? I'm so confused here because I'm talking about polyester primer. Before the DuPont primer came out, Europrime, I'm sorry. Before Europrime came out, the only thing that you can use was lacquer primer. Now, there's a company out there called Clausen, I believe that's what it's named, Clausen Primers, and they've been specializing in this type of primer for a very, very long time. The problem you have with that company is that they're very hard to get a hold of. They don't do any type of extreme advertising. They're a very small company, and the customer base that they have, they are happy with. You can't even find the product online except for maybe 2 places. And I mean, I even contacted them myself, and I'm going to be honest with you, they were very rude, inconsiderate. They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't give a shit. I was actually going to buy a gallon of their primer. I was going to buy it. And I was going to do a review on their polyester primer that they so faithfully claim it's the best in the world. I ended up hanging up on these guys due to the fact that they were rude and inconsiderate and acted like I was a dumbass and didn't know what I was talking about. And that's one thing you definitely don't want to do to a person like me that's honest, works his fucking ass off. You get more for your fucking money than you're fucking paying. Alright? And it's been in business as long as I have. You definitely don't want to treat a person like me a fucking idiot or a loser. emailed these guys, this Clausen Primer company, and they also make Bondo and stuff like that, and they claim that their Bondo's the best in the world. Of course, everybody that makes this stuff claims it's the best in the world. I don't really know any primer or any product that is quote unquote the best in the world. When I started doing this, there were limited companies where you can buy this shit. And the main two, well, I'll go ahead and say three. Okay, the three main companies in America, when I started doing this, and all the way up until possibly, I would say probably 2003, 2004 maybe, was DuPont, Glazerite, and PPG. Those were the main three companies where you would get your stuff. Now, I'm talking about liquefied products. I'm not talking about sandpapers. Okay, I'm not talking about Bondos. I'm talking about primers, paint, and clears. I used to use a primer. It was called Condor Primer. Condor. It was a lacquer primer, and it was a super high build filler primer. Basically what we're doing here with this, but it was lacquer. I really never had any particular serious issues with it, using it. It worked out very well for me. The only thing I rely on primer to do, and we're not talking about polyester, we're going to get to that in a minute. I'm talking about 2K primer, is to fill in the deep scratches and to cover the whole car and flow everything together. A lot of people, and I've had employees that do this, they only have two air tools, and normally one's a Bondo Buster and one's a D.I.Y sander. That's it. And then they got some block sanders. They pull the dent out, they do the body work, they prime it. That's it. Bam. Then they block it out, paint it. I take my time, I go over it and over it until I believe that it's correct, and then I come back, and if it needs to be like this, I use the polyester primer, and then I come back and I prime the car. But the situation is when you're using these products, you don't know who to trust because there's so many of these companies out there. I get emails all the time. Hey, have you ever tried this product? Hey, have you ever tried Tamco? Hey, what about Southern products, Southern Pride products? Hey, what about this brand and that brand? And, you know, dude, I don't give a shit about all these aftermarket name brand bullshit, because that's what they are. I get emails and phone calls. These people want me, they want to send me paint supplies, they want me to do reviews on. I don't do that shit. I will buy the product, I will do a review on it. If it works, it works. That's what I offered Clausen. Let me buy a gallon of your stuff. I'll go ahead and, make a video, and they treated me like a dumbass. Okay? I'm not gonna go for it. I told them to fuck off, I hung up, and stick your product right in your fucking ass, Clausen, basically is what I said. I don't deal with rude, inconsiderate people. I don't care if it's paint supplies or parts for my Polaris razor. If you're inconsiderate, you're rude, obnoxious, your customer service sucks, or anything else that I find out about your piece of shit business, I ain't gonna deal with you. And I will get on here and leave a bad review. I'm sorry. That's my right to do that. Okay? The government has willingly and freely let me speak my mind about your product, and it's my right to do that to warn others. I'm getting offline here, and this was about block sanding this car out, but we kind of led into products. I want to say that this product here, like I said, I've tested it, retested it, I've used it, and it seems to be the best product that I have found as far as polyester primer goes. This primer here has a feel of real primer. It sands semi-good. It doesn't sand perfect. It takes work to sand this stuff. You're not going to sand it, you're not going to get up here and you're going to sand it down like 2K primer. It ain't going to happen. You really got to get your muscle going. And what you're looking at here, you're looking at spot priming. I do not prime the whole fucking car. And when I say that, I'm talking polyester primer. I only use polyester primer where it needs to be, where the bodywork is, where I believe imperfections might exist and it needs a filler, heavy-duty polyester primer to cure our situation. Now this body line right here, and this is on all Camaros and Firebirds, always gets door dings everywhere. And you can see this goes all the way down. So naturally, I would use the polyester primer in this area definitely for sure to get that nice sharp edge back that I need. Even if I do body work, I want to make sure that when you look down that car, it's a nice razor edge, sharp line. This quarter panel that we're looking at, and you can't see the whole thing back there, we replaced this section on this quarter panel. It was in very bad shape. I did major body work, so I went ahead and primed the whole quarter panel. So you kind of get the idea here. Here was a little section right here, and I didn't really need to put it on it, but since I had the primer in my gun, I went ahead and spot primed it. Okay, so you kind of get the idea of how to use this polyester the right way. Most of the time when you see people using this polyester primer crap, what they will do is they will prime the whole frigging car. Top and bottom, everywhere. And then it will take them a month to block sand it out. Bullshit. Why would you want to put polyester primer on your car, like let's say right here, well there's no dents and it's flawlessly mint condition perfect? Why? You stripped it down to bare metal, you've epoxy primed it, and then you want to add 2 thick coats of polyester primer on that. That's ridiculous, it's absurd, it's stupid. Now, if you've got a car that has bodywork to the extreme, like the front end of this Mercedes, and I want everybody to take a real close look at this, and when you have a car that's got bodywork on the whole lower quarter section, quarter section, and you know, 90% car, yeah, you might want to go ahead and prime the whole car. You might want to go ahead and polyester primer it, due to the fact that there's more Bondo on this car than there is epoxy primer. On this particular car, 3/4 of this car will be covered in polyester primer. I'm repeating, I will not prime every single square inch with polyester primer. I will not do it. But you can see, and I'm going to show you the trunk on this, you can see the damage that exists. So yes, this whole panel will be polyester primered. This whole fender, this whole hood, the whole lower end of that door will be polyester primered. Because that's the correct way. I will not put any polyester primer down here. Why? Why would I do that? There's no sense or need to do that. I will not put any polyester primer on the roof section up here. There's no need to do that. It's stupid. It's a waste of material and a waste of time and a waste of energy and labor. So, like I said, I am not a big fan of polyester primers, but I have researched a lot of them. We got a company named U-Pole that makes one. It's called Resurface, Reface. That's junk, don't buy it. We got Evercoat that makes several different products. They make one that's called Slick Sand. They make one that's called High Build. They also make another product, it's for fiberglass only, that when your gel coat dissipates and is removed to nothing, Evercoat makes a polyester primer that is specifically designed for using that on fiberglass for that purpose when your gel coat is gone. And believe me, there's a lot of stuff out there where the gel coat disappears. Now, this company called Clausen, I can't really give them a review. The only thing I can review is their customer service and their attitudes. I offered to buy the product. Why they wouldn't sell, I don't understand. I guess I could actually go on other places that sell it and buy it if I really wanted to, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do it. Because I refuse to make a review on a product of a company that is total jerk-off assholes. I want to finish this out by, I am not a big fan of polyester primers. I am not a big fan of high-build, quick-fix, spray-on Bondo products. And I'm sure everybody knows that. Everybody has seen several of my videos with that. And everybody knows that I am not a big fan of it. But when you need to level out your bodywork and you need to make sure that bodywork is precise, okay, a product has to be used to do that, and I recommend the Evercoat G2. It's a, what is it called here? Feather Fill. Let me get the can, we'll show you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, take 2, 3, 4, go. This is the stuff right here that I'm using and that I will continue to use, and I want to show you that. Okay, it's called Feather Fill G2 Next Generation, and the stuff that I used in the past, Feather Fill, it was only Feather Fill only. Basically, it was like slick sand. Very, very hard to sand, gummed your paper up all the time. This stuff here is the new improved, works very well, flows out very nicely. I'm very happy with it. And the product works great. As far as Clausen goes, I don't know what to tell you people. I don't think anybody even knows what Clausen is. I was willing to put them on the map. I was willing to take their product and say, hey, let me do a review. All right, I got thousands and hundreds and thousands of followers. I get a lot of views on my videos. Let me do a review on your product. And they acted like, who are you? What do you want? Your email, are you a scammer? What's your deal? Your email says first name. I don't give a fuck what my email says. What does my email have to do with anything of what I'm doing here, sir? I mean, you know, look, I don't want to complain and bitch about them. I guess that, you know, you get these companies like that, they're happy with what they got. They don't want to get any bigger. So, that's fine. I don't care. But what I do care about is pleasing the customer and doing the best job that I can do. And I found this stuff to be the product of choice. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, telling you about polyester primers. I don't like to use them. But when you need to use them, I found that this product is the best product on the market today.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.